Time for Ultimate Beast, the Arcade Edition. Okay, that's a little loud. Anyways, Zeus brings the character to life because the evil Lord Hades himself kidnapped his daughter and bring back a hero from the grave and summon the to fight all these monsters. And I like it when the hero actually transforms into a beast, a werewolf, tiger, bear, and a dragon in this game. Like any classic 80s video game. And you fight interesting bosses, including this weird one that does multiple hits. To tell the truth, I did beat in this game once, and I like it how he's casually running into the scene all like, sure, let's go to hell. And there's interesting cutscenes, and it shows him torturing his daughter. And also, I like these blobby things. The Sega Genesis shows them being purple. If they jump on your head, they eat a bit of your life force. And I like how it shows the rattlesnake's tails. And you have to knock them out and make them stay in the ground. In the dragon form, you use electricity power. Also, you have to get as many orbs as possible before you fight the boss. It's the only way to fight back. Like in a game battle. This is going to be a short review because I want to make this interesting because it's just a cliche of all video games. You're just basically the hero to save the princess. And there's like about... There's another cutscene and cross. Let's see, 1, 2, 3... 4 stages. And these enemies are interesting weird. There's like a turtle snail thing. There's slight differences to this one and the Sega Genesis. I do like how he jumps and rolls into his bear form and turn enemies to stone. Okay, the Sega Genesis does do that. The Sega boss with a bunch of eyeballs, and this one you have to use a bit of your power to hit him on top. The Sega Genesis I did play was pretty hard if you're playing this on the PlayStation 3 Sega Genesis collection. Whenever you get hit or take damage and die, you can always restart on where you're at. All the stages are pretty interesting. You find most likely the same enemies over and over again, but still, this game's pretty cool. Find enemies, zombies, the undead corpses, you two-headed wolves, you get the idea. And there's the tiger form, which is actually pretty cool. I would say it's actually pretty awesome. The bosses are pretty well designed, including this weird design of the alligator that shoots out fireballs, which are impossible to dodge, as long as you have dash attack. And there's the Rhino statue, which is actually the plot of the game. That's the final boss. Spoiler alert. And there's unicorns and lambs attacking you. And here's the final boss, the Rhino. And the person down there that you can't see is cream in his face, kind of like Kevin from Home Alone. But this game came out in 1988, before that was even a thing now. Right, where I'm pointing at. Him. Anyways, you find the final boss, he'll turn red and he'll explode and he dies. Music's actually pretty great, by the way. Sound effects are wonderful and voice acting perfect from an old arcade game. This is actually one of the greatest games out there from the 80s. And we get the ending of this wonderful tale. Down here, name cliche, yeah. And turns out she was a bird the whole time, stuck in his wolf form. And showing scenes of the hero that fights all the monsters. And it turns out to be a movie the whole time. And everybody drinks root beers. Alcohol beer. Which, we can probably see why this wasn't in part of the Sega Genesis collection. Because they cut those ones out. Because we all know that alcohol, beer, soda, root beer is bad for you. So kids, don't do this. Don't drink beer, it's bad for you. Unless it's soda, which is a good thing. So, Ultimate Beast was a huge success and does have a few sequel games for the Game Boy Advance and PlayStation 2. But still, for a game that came out in 1988, it's actually pretty good. I find this game pretty fascinatingly fun, sort of. Even though you play the game on hard mode and it gets really tough. The Sega Genesis one does play basically the same, but the arcade edition is slightly way better than the Sega Genesis game. If you like to play a hero that likes to beat the living heck out of enemies, this game is basically for you. But right now, live, you go straight to the beginning. But if you're like me, play on the PlayStation 3 or Sega Genesis collection, it'll save you enough time to take a break from gameplay. So I give this game a 7 out of 10 from its huge success. And it's being one of the best arcade games out there. So leave a like and subscribe. You get the idea. Alright, thanks for watching. Goodbye, folks. See you in the next video.